Alright. Welcome, all listeners. We're your hosts, Jose Olivas, aka Batman, and
Dirty Mike.
Alright. This is a new podcast channel we're starting called EerieStockton. Because, a lot of paranormal shit has occurred in Stockton, California, down to the supernatural and unexplainable. In our podcast, you will uncover dark, hidden stories that occurred in Stockton's dark past. To be warned, there will be locations mentioned that you might never look at the same after this podcast.
Yeah. So tell me, Jose, you've been growing up here in Stockton your whole life?
Oh yeah, born and raised. I'm born in 89. I'm just turned 34 this year, so I've seen a lot of freaky shit in my day.
Exactly, I was born in 87, so you're not too far behind me. So I'm pretty sure you've noticed that growing up, we had a slew of homeless people around Stockton, and a lot of them seemed crazy. And not just your average crazy, I'm talking clinically freaking out there. And as a kid I noticed it, but I didn't realize until I was much older that, the reason why we had so many crazy people homeless out here is because back in 1996, the Stockton Mental Institution closed down, and those who couldn't take care of their families or, pick up the family members left behind, they were just released on the streets. And on the streets, a lot of them still remain.
Woo! Insane.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, when they get loony out here, they go crazy. They give, they go knock status. That's the unfortunate nickname they get. They get knock. They go knock.
Well, this hospital, even after it closed down, it became a adult school. My sister actually went there for a few years, and she would tell me about how other students would talk about they would see things, shadows, lights flickering and stuff like that. There was one classroom that was supposed to be notorious for a bunch of creepy stuff, mainly because of the fact that it used to be one of the rooms where they used to do shock treatment back in the days, before that got discontinued, I think, like in the 40s, maybe the 50s. I don't know. I think they were still doing shock treatment probably up until the 60s.
I heard about that horrible stuff. I still hear terrible stories about that.
You're acting up. Just bite on this bell, take a taser to the brain, see if that fixes anything. Mental health science was really in a dark age for a very long time. All the weird shit they do, like lobotomies for crying out loud. Like, it's funny, we had to drill holes into people's heads to realize, like, oh, this doesn't help them, but it calms them down.
Don't feel sorry for just the monkeys. They were treating humans like monkeys,
Oh man.
At least in Stockton they were. That just shows the mercy, to the Stockton peoples. Yeah, now you know. Feel a little sympathy for the Knox once in a while, because they were experimented on.
Oh yeah.
At least you know the age difference to which ones.
Yeah.
Know the difference between meth and experimented on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But speaking of experimented on, there's even a darker theory about this mental institution. So, I want to say it was, if I look it up just to be a little more accurate, I believe it was in 2005 that they were doing renovations on the school. And when they were digging, to put new pipes in, plumbing and stuff like that, they came across a mass grave of 30 people. And in the mass grave, there were people in the, just buried. By this time there was all bones and decomposed and stuff. But there were people just buried. There were people that were in like makeshift coffins, and they were just all dumped in one site. Now, that's very sketchy for a mental institution to do that. And as far as my research can show, no one's been held responsible for it. There's family members still trying to find out if like that was one of their loved ones that had the hospital had claimed they had ran off or disappeared or something, when really they killed them, probably most likely through neglect or malpractice and trying to cover it up, and not just once, 30 times.
Oh my.
From the space of, I believe it said 16... When did this mental institution first open its doors? In 1853. So from 1853 to 1996, hell, there could have been more buried that have already decomposed before then.
Yeah, it went down. It went down. So yeah, Halloween is coming through, so if you have any plans to freak yourself the fuck out, another little plan to freak yourself out, shred around, and then, just space the hell out. There, take your plans and scare yourself the hell out over there somewhere. But I don't suggest doing that. And I don't suggest the Ouija board either.
Oh, no. In order for a Ouija board to work, it has to be like something homemade, If it says Hasbro, I'm a strong believer, if your Ouija board says Hasbro, you're not going to contact anything. But a lot of people, have different beliefs and outlooks on it. Like, you just mentioned Ouija board to some people, and that's like, like saying the N-word or something. Like, people freak out. They don't not like the Ouija board word.
That's why I don't mess with it.
I used to have a Ouija board T-shirt, and I remember one time I was wearing it at a party when I was living in Humboldt County, and one of the guys at the party, I used to work with the guy, old timer, really nice guy. But he saw me wearing the shirt, and he was just like, "Oh, Mikey, you shouldn't be wearing that. That's bad omens. That's just inviting things in." And I had to let him know. I was like, "Sir, it says Hasbro. Come on." I would be more concerned if, someone was walking around in a Monopoly shirt. Like, no, come on, you don't want to be promoting that, all that stuff.
Hasbro's evil. Hasbro's evil.
Yep. It's all making sense now. Monopoly, freaking the Ouija board, Mousetrap.
Turning families against each other in Monopoly. There you go.
But I believe I had aunts on my sister or my mom on my dad's side that stopped talking to each other for a while because of an incident over Monopoly. Somebody claiming that somebody was cheating or something like that.
Oh yes, but okay. Here is another dark one. Okay, the Flamingo Club. Dark occurrences have occurred at the Flamingo Club on Charterway. I know it's not called that anymore. It's called Dr. Martin Luther King Street, or whatever the hell that street is called now. But yes, on Charterway, the Flamingo Club. Yeah, I've heard dark stories on some freaky shit going on there in the past. Oh, my mom told me one time. Yeah, this story freaked me out as a kid. She was saying one time when she was she was 17, so what year would that have to have been? Shoot. That had to be like 24 years ago. 24, 25 years ago? Shoot. Well, she was with her, my auntie, her sister, and they were at the club. They're all like, freaking, like the lights would just freaking flash. Sometimes people would just disappear from the club and just freaking never return.
Oh, shit.
Status kind of crap or whatever. That's why eventually that place just closed down.
Yeah, I remember that place being around for what seemed like ever, and then just one day, it was just all boarded up.
Just constantly freaky shit kept on happening there, and it's like, why the hell would you keep on leaving it open then if, like, freaky shit like that kept on happening? And it's like, I'm like, why would people keep going to that? Why? It's like, maybe there's a chance I might get taken away and just disappear.
If the drinks were cheap, I would probably go back. Fucking
maybe that was their secret to
paranormal activity. Be damned if you're selling me a nice price drink.
I know that's how they're reeling the people in. Discount on drinks, but yeah, she kept on saying paranormal activities kept on occurring there. Like, the lights would just go black and then somebody would just disappear and crap like that. Weird shit like that. Or somebody just freaking die in the parking lot or something. I'm just like, damn. I'm like, where is this in the Stockton Times or stuff like that? Or, it's that kind of weird crap that just disappears from everybody or just doesn't get mentioned. Swept under the rug.
Yeah.
But the people that weren't there, don't forget, that's what my mom's mentioning to me and stuff. I'm like, that's not okay.
Well, it's like the haunted lavender house that's out here off of Pershing, across the street from the. My wife makes fun of me because I say Higgins Museum, but I guess it's pronounced Haggins Museum.
Ah.
But I've called it Higgins Museum my whole life, so I'm not changing now. But yeah, there's a house there that's it's on the corner of Pershing, and that house has always had stories behind it that it was haunted and stuff. I remember hearing from my brothers, that they would drive past it and they would see someone in the window watching them and then look again and then, no one would be there. They still might be there. There was some videos on YouTube of when the house was empty of ghost hunter tours they would do there and stuff. Like they were marketing on this. Like, this is probably the second most famous haunted place in Stockton.
Wow.
The second, the most famous, I think, haunted place in Stockton would have to be on the waterfront. There's these 3 buildings that they're connected together. There's a bunch of stores on the bottom of them. It's across the street from the waterfront, over off of I always forget the name of this street where the new movie theater got put up on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right off of Weber?
Yes.
Mm.
And they claim from what I've read is that that whole building block is haunted, and throughout the building there's about 3 different entities that have been that people have witnessed. I believe off the top of my head, from what I can remember, there was a female that they say they can see in one. It was like a woman in a white dress that would that they would see, that would just be walking by and then would just disappear. And then there's like an elderly gentleman that's in a hat that they would find sometimes sitting around and stuff. There's a third one, but I cannot remember the details on the third one at the moment. But that was another one that I remember looking up and stuff. A couple of years back ago, I ran a Ghostbusters RPG game for a few friends of mine, which is basically like Dungeons and Dragons, but with it's all Ghostbusters themed.
Badass.
And to keep it more in the tradition of Stockton, since that's where me and all my buddies were from, I started looking up what are haunted places around Stockton and stuff, and like that Lavender House, which I've always known about, that popped up, and then the building over off of Weber across from the waterfront. That's another one that they brought up and stuff.
Damn, right off the bat.
Which I didn't even use in my campaign. I was gonna save it for the second one, but then we never got together to play the game a second time around. It was hard meeting up, once a week, and stuff. Like what was only a game that was supposed to take like maybe a month took like freaking 6 months because it took a long time to get everyone to be able to get together and stuff.
Man. Well, there is a few freaky spots for y'all to check out for Halloween if you want to freak yourselves out. Lavender spot on Pershing, Waterfront, freak yourself out over there on Weber.
And then also if you want to take some adult classes and want to see some spooky stuff at the same time too, there's the adult school over there off of California Street and Harding, or right across the street from the St. Joseph's Hospital.
Yep.
On a quick note, the irony that the hospital, the graveyard, and the mental institution were like in a triangle of each other.
That is freaky.
And my mom had to get surgery one time, and they had her in urgent care, and it's whoever the architect was of that hospital had one sick sense of humor, because the ICU unit, the windows face the graveyard. So you're sitting there in critical condition, you look out the window, you're like, oh, that's where I'm going if I don't step it up.
Oh, trust me, they had a sick sense
of humor.
Yeah, I was a mortician. They all have sick sense of humor. Yes. That is our podcast for today.
Well, y'all take it easy.
Good shit, Dirty Mike.
Good shit, Batman.
All right.
Later.